Welcome to the OEN podcast, the podcast about opinions, events, and overall nothingness. We will discuss whatever is on our minds today, and we may or may not accomplish anything with it, but hopefully it will be enjoyable. Also, there is a good chance that listener discretion is advised. So please have a listen and let us know what you think about the discussion.
Hey folks, this is Dale, and I want to welcome you to the OEN podcast, the podcast that we'll talk about opinions, events, and really overall nothingness. I thought the best way to start this whole journey was for us to introduce ourselves, so I'll do this one, and then Andrew will come in and do the next one. A little background on how this even started. A couple years ago, my friend Andrew, who you'll meet in the next episode, had the idea to make a podcast. Originally, we were going to focus on non-elite athletes within the obstacle course racing community. While a good subject, we decided it wasn't enough to really hold the focus of people over time. I mean, we'll do a couple of episodes on it or whatever, but it doesn't need to be the entire episode or the whole thing of the podcast. So we've opened this up to really anything we feel like talking about, just whatever suits our fancy that day. So, a little about me. I am 59 years old, so yes, I am an old guy, old Gen Xer. I have been married for almost 22 years, and I have 2 teenage daughters living at home with me. Along with those 2, I have 2 dogs and 2 cats as well. So we have a full house. Over the years, I've done a lot of shit. I am retired military. I had 11 years active duty. And then the rest were in the reserves. I was actually working at the reserve headquarters as a civilian, and since I was there already, I decided to go ahead and join the reserves and get my retirement, and that's exactly what I did. I have also took flying lessons, soloed airplanes. I actually never completed my pilot's license, but it's something I may do in the future. I have actually owned and drove a race car for a few years. I had a year on dirt, and then I had like 2-ish years on asphalt. It ended up not being worth the money, so I ended up selling everything. I am a certified scuba diver. I am actually a PADI certified dive master. I have done 8 skydives. I've done a static line, 2 tandems, and 5 AFF jumps. We may go into that later. My current hobby at the time is obstacle course racing. I started racing in 2015, which is actually a really good story, and we'll go into that in another episode. And started racing with friends, and then in 2019 I got in with a team called More Heart Than Scars. And I've been running with them full-time from 2019 up until now. We take adaptive athletes out on the courses and get them through the race. Adaptives are people with both visible scars such as paralyzations, missing limbs, etc. And then we also have what we call invisible scars, which are like autism, PTSD, victim of domestic or sexual abuse, depression, amongst other things. Again, we'll go into all that in a future episode. I've also done multiple road races, although those aren't exactly my favorite things to do, but I will do them every now and then. Also, I love going to rock concerts with my 17-year-old, and I'll even go to the local Renaissance fair with her when she wants to go. Not my greatest thing, but I'll definitely do it. My 15-year-old is big into soccer. She's played her entire life, and I love watching her play, and the 2 of us will actually go to hockey games as well. Hockey and soccer are very close in rules, and so she loves going to the local hockey team. I'm also big into NASA and SpaceX with all the leaps and bounds they've taken in spaceflight, and so I always keep up with what they're doing and what they've got going on, and especially with SpaceX with the Starship program. On a side note, I really like my whiskey too, so there'll be nights that we'll actually be, taking a few while we're actually making the podcast. So as you can see, I pretty much have quite a few sides to me, and we'll probably go over many of those as the future episodes come around. I'm going to go ahead and end this now and let Andrew get his introduction done, and then we'll start bullshitting with each other, for the podcast, and then in time we'll start talking to other people outside of the circle of our two. So y'all have a great day, and we'll talk at you in the next one.
Thank you for listening to the OEN podcast. We hope you enjoyed your time with us. If you have any discussion ideas, feel free to drop us a line. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Spotify at OEN Podcast. Have a great day, and we'll talk at you in the next one.